Hey, what's up guys, it is Soul Spectrum here, and today we are going to be playing Ether.io, or Ethereal, whatever you guys like to call it, but basically this is just a game where it gives you two options and you try to get the majority vote, or you try to go with what you got, what you would rather do. So, this topic is unusual transportation. Would you rather ride in a hot air balloon, or ride in a hovercraft? See, this is a situation because a hot air balloon is in the sky and a hovercraft is just slightly hovering the earth. In my situation, I am scared of heights, so the hovercraft would definitely be the way to go. Many people agree with me, which I agree with them, so yeah, we're on the same page. Would you rather spend a year alone in a deep sea submarine, or spend a year alone in a space station? I am a huge space fanatic. I have studied Saturn, Pluto, Jupiter. I have studied so many planets, it is funny. So we are going to pick, or I am going to pick space station, just because the ocean, I don't know what's in there. A huge 50 meter crab could just cut my submarine in half, or a huge octopus could just come in and like mess me up. So I'm going to have to go with space station, which many people agree. So we will head to the next one. Would you rather stop showering or stop brushing your teeth? See, this is two scenarios. Do you want your body to smell, or do you want your breath to smell? In this situation, having your whole body smell, that could be bad. Sure, you could put cologne or perfume, whatever you use, but that wouldn't help your situation out that much. To be honest, I'd rather stop brushing my teeth, just because you can use a breath mint to make at least your breath smell better. So I'm not sure about that, but I'd rather go with the stop brushing your teeth. And more people agree. I am so good at this. Would you rather be an elephant or be a mouse? Okay, I'm gonna have to go with be an elephant, just because an elephant lives longer, I believe, is bigger, I believe, but then you have to go with the fear of getting eaten by a lion. I would rather be an elephant in a zoo than in the wild. But if it had to become just, not specifically, but just an elephant or a mouse, I'd rather become an elephant. Yep. Would you rather always be sweating or always appear shivering cold? You see, it says always appear shivering cold. So that means you're not actually shivering cold. You just appear to be shivering cold. So, instead of actually being sweaty, you would be shivering cold. Unless I am thinking of these questions way too specifically, I'd rather always appear to be shivering cold. Which I agree with these 1 million people. Would you rather fight in the Civil War or fight in the Revolutionary War? In my opinion, since I studied this, I'd rather fight in the Revolutionary War, just because I wouldn't have to fight the people that I know and have a chance of fighting like my neighbors or whatever, just because of the sides that they chose. I'm assuming that they're talking about the American Civil War, but I am referring to the American Civil War. They don't really specify, but I would rather fight in the Revolutionary War. Alright. Would you rather be the first person to walk on Mars via a one-way trip never travel to space. I would rather be the first person to walk on Mars via a one-way trip. I am pretty sure that they would find some kind of technology to send someone to get me back. But never being able to travel to space, that just seems like a huge letdown. I kind of want to go to space and just explore what they kind of have, you know? It's, you get to see the world in a new perspective, and you get to see how small we really are compared to the whole universe. So, let's head on to the next one. Would you rather bring Elvis back to life or bring Tupac back to life? Elvis, I'm not much of a fan of his. But Tupac, that'd be great. Tupac would put a lot of rappers right now to shame. So I'm going to have to go with Tupac just because I enjoy his music more than Elvis's. But more people would pick Elvis, but I don't know, I like Tupac. Would you rather lose an eye and a hand or lose a leg and an ear? So would I rather have the sense of one eye of vision and one eye of sense, or one balance? Well, you wouldn't be able to balance at that point because your leg and ear are gone. But if you choose eye and hand, you would be able to, I mean, you would still have another hand. Okay, I have to go with my left hand and my left eye, just because I use my right hand. So if that was a scenario, I would go with that. So definitely an eye and a leg if you think about how far it would go. I can't believe people disagree with me on that. They'd rather be, like, unbalanced and stuff. Okay. Would you rather get completely drunk after 1 unit of alcohol or never be able to get drunk? At that point, you just have to have moderation. Getting completely drunk after 1 unit of alcohol, that's kind of bad because you'll never really enjoy yourself with your friends. But never being able to get drunk, at that point you would have to have a sense of moderation where you're like, okay, I've drinking too much, I need to stop. So I'm gonna have to go with this one. And more people agree. Would you rather have 3 wishes that had no catches or 6 wishes with minor catches? I'd rather pick the 3. Wait, it says minor catches. So that just means, like, you can't do this, you can't do this, or you can't do this. But it says minor. It's not affecting it that much, I'm assuming. But I'd just rather have 3 wishes that I could do anything with. So, yeah. Would you rather wake up in a bathtub full of ice missing a kidney? That'd be painful. Wake up in a public bathroom with a handful of single and a really lazy eye. That's scary. Wake up in a bathtub full of ice missing a kidney. I'd rather go with the second one, just because I'd rather have a lazy eye than missing my kidney. I could die from that, and that could lead to serious pain in the future. So let's go with this one. It'd be quite embarrassing to be found in public with a whole bunch of singles, but, I mean, I'll just pay people to stop looking at me with singles. Would you rather be a superhero or hated by everyone, and be hated by everyone? Have no arms or legs, but be loved by all. I'd rather be a superhero and hated by everyone. I don't need my name to be praised. As long as I know I'm doing the right thing. Wait, since I'm a superhero and hated by everyone, does that mean that I'm not helping the people? Or does that just mean they wanted a new way, but I'm seeing it the other way? I'm gonna go with be myself, and I'm gonna be my own superhero, and I don't care what anybody else says, because even though I'm hated by all, maybe I'm doing the right thing. Alright. But yeah, that's a hard one. If there is no risk of injury, would you rather hug a panda or hug a polar bear? Okay. Would I hug it and then be crushed? No, there's no sense of injury. So I just hug it and then I just can go away? At that point, I'd rather hug a panda. No, because if there's no risk of injury, pandas don't usually, like, kill humans. I don't think polar bears do, maybe in self-defense, but I'd rather hug a polar bear if there was no risk of injury, just because of the safetyness and me not being able to hug a polar bear, but I can hug a panda whenever I choose. I just have to find a place where you can hug pandas, so I'd rather hug a polar bear. Many people disagree with me. Okay. Would you rather be punched in the face with brass knuckles by Mike Tyson, or punch a toddler and be seen by thousands of people? Have a bad reputation, or have a huge scar on my face? Would that make him seem bad? Or would that just make me look like a little wimp? At that point, I'd rather be punched, because maybe I could say I survived a punch by Mike Tyson. This is really split. I don't know if I'd punch a toddler. That would get me probably arrested, especially if they had no relation to me. Alright, well that wraps it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you liked it, leave a like, comment whatever you guys want me to play, and I will see you guys in the next video. Stay cool.